Hi guys, Jeremy with CustomGeek.com here, and I want to show you something mod I did on an AG Stomp. I have a friend who's a professional musician, keyboard player, guitarist, bassist, lots of other things that I can't even list. But anyway, he has a setup, and his setup is his main instrument is a keyboard, and then underneath his keyboard he has various MIDI controllers and pedals and effects and switchers and stuff like that. And so his real estate is very valuable underneath his keyboard. And so he basically uses banks 1, 2, and 3 on this guy, and he has them preset before he plays anything live. And so basically he needs access to these 3 banks. He doesn't really need to tweak anything during a live set, and he just needs to do this with less real estate. So the answer I came up with is this guy here. And so this is basically just an aluminum box, a guitar pedal that you can step on and not hurt, 7-segment display that's really big and bright, and then a really heavy-duty connector. So let's go ahead and turn this guy off, and then get this guy connected here. Plug that in, and then go ahead and screw it down. And there we go. You can see now that I have everything connected. I'm going to go ahead and turn this guy on, and it'll boot up. And then the guy's name is Austin Beal, as you can see. I'll put a link to his website. He's a really good musician. And here we go. Now we're on bank 1. So I can go ahead and hit this guy, and then bank 2, then bank 3, and then back down to bank 1. And you can see the decimal will calm down after switching banks. What that's for and why that's a variable is because this is hooked up to my guitar now, and it's a signal indicator. So that means that you're connected, and really good when you're playing live sets and you're going to go on live with something. You want to make sure that everything's plugged in and connected and working good. That's a good way to do it. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Going from the footprint of this guy, which you can tuck away in the corner now, have this guy, and then still have your bank control and then an indication. Nice, big, and bright as to what bank you're actually on, and then whether there's signal coming through or not. There you go. Hey guys, wanted to go over the operation of this pedal here, and this pedal is pretty simple from the outside. There's basically a good strong connector on the outside, about a 1-inch 7-segment display, and then you can stand on it button that won't break, and an aluminum case. So if we take this guy apart, what you'll find here is there's basically a 7-segment display. There's 3 transistors to control the relays inside the Stomp, and then for a controller I use an Atmega 328, and this board here is one of these guys. I had a few of these made just fooling around. I wanted a breakout for a TQFP package, so I made this guy here, and this actually worked very, very well. I populated I put headers all the way around it, and there's pins directly connected to the 7-segment and the transistors. There's no driver because I could pull it off with that few pins. So I'm going to see if this guy will focus a little bit closer here. That'll work. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go over what's going on here. This is basically kind of like an Arduino on a square inch. Basically it has a 328 crystal caps, all the breakouts, minus power management here. So what this does is just controls the 7-segment, and then the switch input, and then the relay outputs to the transistors. Really, really simple. One thing I did to save space is if you look on the back, it's almost directly connected, but there are resistors here. There's 603 resistors here, 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 and then I think one right here. So I don't know how well you can see that on the video. Maybe I'll get a picture of one and I'll stick it in there, but they're really, really small. But it saved me a lot of space. I trimmed all the pins except for these 6, and you can imagine why, because you can take an FTDI cable and plug it in here, and then you can easily update the firmware and do whatever else you want to do. So I thought it was pretty neat that I could use this on top of this other board here and not have to do a DIP28 package, which would have been virtually impossible, and I didn't have time to order a custom board for this, which I would have liked to have done. But it turned out really well, so I'm pretty happy with it, and that's the inside of this thing. Hey guys, wanted to show you the inside of this AG Stomp here. If we take this pedal apart here and take a peek in here, you can see these stomp switches here are connected, and they have these little JST connectors right here, and basically the red is common, so you have four wires. You have a common, and then you have 1, 2, and 3. So if you connect these guys, you get bank 1, bank 2, and then bank 3, if that made sense. So moving right along, there's just a board of relays in here. That's all it is. I use relays for isolation, so I wouldn't have to tap into any of the circuitry on the stomp. So there's just a board down there with 3 relays. I'll get a better shot of it in a minute. So those relays just basically click on and off for the buttons. And then if I slide just this way, you can see there's power. There's a 7805 right here. There's two 7815s here. I took power from 7805. Minimal current draw from the sub pedal, which has all the brains in it, and that's pretty much it. Power and ground, and then there's one other wire that I unsoldered. That's this guy here that goes over to the phone's output, and that provides the signal indication. When there's an audio signal in there, the decimal point lights up according to how much signal is in there. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell.